All right, we are back with my special guest, Ellen Levenson. Over the break, we were talking about your experiences in New York and LA, which I believe are the centerpieces of show business. Now, you were recently in New York, I believe, or are you going to be in New York soon?
I just had an audition in New
Okay.
York. I've done a couple of things for television in New York recently, over the last few months. So, I mean, what can you say? I
Okay.
love New York. And,
Yes.
um,
Greatest city in the world, as they say.
yes, never sleeps.
Yes.
And there's a lot going on, obviously. I mean, there
Mm.
was a time when Hollywood, aka Los Angeles, was the place you had to be. Um, because everything was filmed out there. And the only thing really in New York were soap operas.
Mm.
Obviously, if you look at a lot of television shows now, a lot of filming being done in New York, which is a cool thing for folks that are on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to move to LA. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, of course
but
not.
there's opportunities on both coasts.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to be on the Broadway stage, then it's New York. But there's a lot of opportunities on both coasts.
Okay. Now, what was the audition for? The one that you went to in New York?
The audition that I had was for a student film for a principal role.
Okay.
Um, jury's out on that, but one thing you do learn is that you audition and then you move on
Yeah.
to the next thing.
Yeah.
You're always looking for the next thing. You're 100% in the moment when you're doing it, but when you're done with your audition,
Always
you
on
can
to the next
review
thing.
it and try to maybe lessons learned about it.
Yeah.
But after that, you just don't agonize. It's kind of, you'll know if you know, but you've got to move on to the next project.
Exactly. Because rejection is a very high rate in the acting business, so you have to get yourself prepared for that.
Yeah,
Right?
it is. And again, it's not within your control.
Mhm.
I mean, that's one of the, I think, for me, and I know a lot of folks in acting, and just in the creative arts in general.
Yeah.
Because so much of it is personal to you, and you put yourself in that experience, that it very easily can become a situation where you do feel personally rejected. And that's not the case. I mean, it could be simply walking into an audition room and they already know you're not it because the height of the leading man, let's say, and you is the disparity is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or maybe the physical look, the coloring, your hair coloring, whatever it might be, doesn't work. You haven't even auditioned yet. So
Yeah.
a word has not come out of your mouth yet.
Mhm.
But that is what it is, and that's why there's folks that, like the world reflects.
That's what gets
sizes and all of it.
Yeah.
So you really can't control that. I mean, we all are what we are.
Mhm.
You just give it your best performance. You make sure the key always is to be absolutely prepared, absolutely early or on time, and professional. And if that's what you've done at the end of the day, then you've done what you were supposed to do.
Mhm.
The rest of it is, as they say, left up to the powers that be. And so much of it you can't control. And so if you do kind of focus on that, you're going to make yourself crazy. I mean,
True. Yeah, I mean, what you said about like how they could just take one look at you and move right on. At first, I thought that was just like a stereotypical thing that you see in like, movies or TV. Just next, yeah, whatever, next.
Yeah.
Just that mean ass director. But no, it actually is true. A lot of picking, casting and so forth. It depends upon the look. Which is something I'm kind of bitter about at times. Concerning the acting industry, because for me, it's like, all right, if you have the talent, if you get that role, if you really internalize that role, that should really take over how you should look in that role. But it's a very I would say it's a very image centered business. So
yeah, but
yeah,
the reverse of that is that you could walk in the room and they could say, she's it, he's it, that's it.
yeah.
Sometimes they're not sure what they're looking for in terms of a type, if you will, or a look until that person walks through that door.
Mm.
So it can work either way, which is why obsessing over it is not a good thing because it detracts your energy from the next project that you want to do. So it's a lesson learned, and it's tough, and some of us fight that a little more than others, but it's a good experience either way. You know, you build every time you go in, you develop the confidence, and you learn a little bit more based on the folks that are auditioning you. Excuse me. They bring something to you too. So the next time you go out, you've added another piece to your arsenal, if you will.
Do you add that to your resume? Like how many auditions you do, or does it not count?
The auditions are not on the resume.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to clarify
If you did that, we'd all have, War and Peace when we walk in.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't work that way.
We'd all be qualified actors.
That's right.
Now, you also spent some time in Los Angeles. I've never been there. And as someone who's always admired show business, I've always wondered what it's like to be there. We were kind of discussing that, it wasn't that great of an experience for you. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, in all fairness, I mean, I went out there after college.
Okay.
Which was how many years ago? We won't
Doesn't
get into
matter.
That. So aside from the fact that I wanted to be an actress, just my age and the fact that I'd never been that far away from home. My whole family brought up on the East Coast, living in the East Coast, and then going to the West Coast was kind of a culture shock. I did stay out there for a few months, and I worked, and a college roommate of mine had gotten into law school, and that's why I thought, well, let's go out. I'll hang out with her and so forth. So in all fairness, I liked what I saw. I mean, I really went up and down the Pacific Coast Highway, and I kind of did the tourist thing and walked around. But in terms of really trying to make a living seriously at acting, I can't say that I did that because I had such a culture adjustment. I was homesick, frankly.
Okay.
So if I were to try that again, I think it would be a different slant on it because obviously, I'm older and things change, experience changes. So I definitely think it's great if you have the opportunity. I mean, just to go out there and
now did you already have something like planned when you were moving out there, or was it just kind of like, okay,
No, I stayed. As I said, I stayed with my roommate for a month.
Okay.
And found work, found my own apartment.
Okay.
And then I moved on to my own because obviously I had to earn a living.
Yeah.
As we all do, actors are, and that was my focus, was to try to earn a living and support myself.
Okay.
And then venture out and see what I could do as far as acting. And as I said, I was there for a few months, but for me personally, the homesickness won out over everything else.
Was it the homesickness as far as just being away from your family, not...
I think it was that and the fact that the lifestyle is different. It's
Okay.
not, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing, but East Coast versus West Coast, there is a difference in culture, pace. The weather itself dictates a lot of how life is out there. It's beautiful, beautiful.
Way too beautiful.
And, I mean, it's great. So that part wasn't it. But as I said, I think at that point, just personally in my life, I don't think maybe I was ready to make that drastic of a move.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then trying to become an actress or anything else is obviously going to get pushed aside.
Would you want to go back? Like, are you considering making a return and seeing what happens?
Not at this point. I mean, if there was an opportunity, yes.
Okay.
So I'm not opposed to it, but it's not my focus.
Okay.
At this point.
I see. Now, when did you start being associated with the Actors Gym with Reno Venturi?
I started in January of this year.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
of this year. My gosh.
Oh, so you're still kind of
this
new?
Year. Yes, so I'm a newbie kind of.
All right.
But I've taken many classes with him, and I'm enrolled now in what we call an ongoing class, which is scene study and more intensive partner, working with partners. But studied commercial acting and film and television, monologues
and Reno
like
teaches
that.
all these.
Yes, all
Okay.
these classes.
Wow.
Workshops. I've been involved in directors' workshops where directors, Reno directs as well. And the workshop is led by him, and the attendees are directors. I've participated as an actor because for the directors to benefit from the workshop, they need actors to direct.
Yeah.
So that's been very a lot of fun and very informative as an actor to work with different directors and adjust to that and see how that actor-director relationship is. So a lot of opportunities, very involved. Just for the folks that are interested in theater, there's an organization called SECT. Be very clear on how I pronounce that.
Okay. Is that S-E-C-T?
S-E-C-T.
Okay. What's that stand for?
Southeastern Connecticut Filmmakers.
Oh, okay.
And it's a great organization. It meets the first Saturday of every month in Groton, Connecticut. And it's comprised of folks from all aspects of the business. So we have cameramen, we have producers and directors, we have screenwriters, we have actors. There's all kinds of folks from literally every angle of it. And they come together and we have meetings to discuss various topics, directing, acting, camera, and also whatever projects might be going on. We recently had, there was a Whaling Film Fest that was sponsored by the City of New London.
Okay.
And it was basically a contest to make a film in 4 days. Write it,
Direct it.
get the actors,
Yeah.
direct it, edit it, and have it in its final form for showing. So there were 12 entries, and they did a showing of all 12 films. And it's very impressive to see really what goes into making a film. In most cases, you're not, in the real world, you're not under that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're talking about, basically they were each given a genre that was picked out of a hat. And from there, they had the genre, and then that's all they had. They had to write something, get the actors, the camera crew, the venues, everything. So it's kind of a filmmaking blitz, if you will.
So the result was quite successful, given that they only had 4 days.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's good. That's
and,
really good.
You know, the idea is that, you know, if you can produce a finished product with some professionalism in that short time period, then obviously given a reasonable length of time, you know, to put your skills to use, you could obviously do something even better. So very cool, but a great place to connect and network. And I'm sure you know the term, John, networking. It doesn't matter whether you're an actor, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever you are. This is...
You can't live without it.
The world is networking.
Yeah.
It is about making connections, genuine connections with folks that have a similar passion as you. And it's great to share that passion with other people. It opens up all kinds of avenues to work and projects that might be coming up as well. So
that's great.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, it sounds like everything is going well for you. I do wish you the best of luck. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think on the Actors Gym Facebook page somewhere, I saw that you recently did a commercial a while ago. Was it you that said that you just shot your first commercial? Because I mean, my photographic memory brings back strange things. So.
I did a commercial this summer.
Okay, gotcha.
It was a background kind of thing, but it was fun.
Yeah. What was that?
For the Hospital of Central Connecticut.
Okay.
We filmed that at Rockhead Stadium.
Okay. Now I'm wondering, because like to me it seems like performing in a commercial is different from performing in film and television. Like film and television and theater, it's more lengthy. You get more of a chance to figure out who you are, what's your objective. But as far as a commercial, I feel like it's just we just need to get this product out there, so bam, do it, and then a second later you're done. So how do you prepare yourself for a commercial?
At the risk of Reno listening to this, let's make sure I get this straight. So the key to a commercial from an actor standpoint is that you're not selling anything. You're sharing your joy or information about that particular product.
Really?
You're not selling it.
Okay. That's an interesting way of
because
looking at it.
people don't want to be sold. People want to see that you're excited about something,
Mm-hmm.
which in turn becomes contagious, which makes them excited about it.
So they want to see humanity.
You want to share your experience. So I'm going to use the example Flo in the Progressive commercials for Progressive Insurance. She's quirky, she's funny,
Mm-hmm.
but she shares. If you look at a lot of what she talks about Progressive and the rates and so forth and comparing rates, but the other part of it is sharing her quirkiness with you. So she's got folks, if you're familiar with the commercials, other people that work with her. She's at night. There's a commercial where she's in bed and she's counting things, and it's very cute. So it's not her shoving the insurance down your throat. She's sharing how much she looks like a woman who works there, who loves her job, who has a good time. That's what keeps that name in your head. So that's the difference, is that you're not really selling, you're sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And that enthusiasm is what hopefully will attract consumers to that particular retailer or car that you're, whatever it may be that you're promoting. You're sharing your. It's like if I said to you, John, I just bought a brand new Nissan, and it's awesome. I mean, it's great. It's got CD. It's got a place to hook up my MP3, and it's got all this stuff. And I'm not saying to you, John, I think you should go out and buy a Nissan. We have a $100,000 mile warranty, and so forth and so on. Right. I'm not doing that. I'm just talking to you as a friend or someone that you know, telling you I got this great car and what's so great about it. That enthusiasm that I share with you might make you go to the dealership and check out the car yourself. But if I said, John, I think you should buy this car because it's safety, that may not work so well. So.
Yeah, that's more of a salesman approach.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. Well, thank you again. I really do appreciate this. I hope the drive out there is much safe. I mean, I know it's late, so.
I'm fine, and I appreciate you, John. It's been fun, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to share what I love.
No problem. Now, for anybody that may be curious out there about the Actors Gym, do you want to maybe give a little more information on how to join?
The Actors Gym in Hamden, actorsgym.net. Go on the website. You can find information about classes. For folks that might be listening that want to put together any kind of a project, there are headshots and bios of actors and actresses. Again, biography of Reno himself, as well as the gym. Again, classes and fees and all the other details about the gym itself. So look it up and see what you think.
Great. Well, it's Ellen Levenson, everybody. You have one more request? Because, I mean, you're here and you're the special guest and you deserve it, of course.
And now I'm going to do a throwback. So
okay, great.
Some Journey.
Oh, wow, that is throwback. Love that group, though. I do.
Awesome. Steve Perry.
What song from Journey?
I'll leave that to you, John.
Really? Oh, my goodness. I'm thinking of one, but I don't know the exact name of it. Foolish Heart?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Foolish
I'll
Heart.
take that. There's very few that I don't like, so that works for me.
Okay. Are they still making music today?
Well, there was a Journey without Steve Perry.
Yeah?
It was a Steve Perry sound-alike. I can't say that I know if they are touring, but at one time they did without him.
Okay.
But it's still not the same.
Now, Steve Perry is the
Steve
leader?
Perry was the lead vocalist, which really gives Journey that distinctive tone.
Oh, okay. Because, on YouTube, the results are, Steve Perry Foolish Heart lyrics, so I'm thinking...
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he, from singing that way, I think what happened was he damaged his vocal cords.
Mm.
So that can happen.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So,